Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. My name's Talasi May. In this week's video I'm doing a business talk episode which I've been meaning to do for a while. I've been meaning to talk about something about business related because I know the last one done really well, 6.8 thousand views. I think my first business talk episode which was on how I started the mobile valeting company. So in this week's video I'm doing another business talk episode talking to you about the mistakes that I've recently made and the situation that I've got myself in. Before I go on to too much, I just want to thank all the recent subscribers for following and subscribing the YouTube channel, following the journey, and just keeping up to date with the progress of the channel. Currently now on over 620, I think it is, and I'm really hopeful that we'll get to 1,000 by possibly end of January, which is when I started it this year. So obviously thanks to everyone who's been subscribing so far, and if you haven't subscribed already, please make sure you do. Give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, and comment below any thoughts that you do have on this YouTube channel. Before we get too far into it, I'm going to head upstairs, get the camera set up, make a brew, and then talk to you about the biggest mistake that I've currently made regarding my valeting and detailing business. Right, so I'm upstairs, I'm in the office, I've got my brew, which I'm going to need because this is probably going to be quite a lengthy chat about the business, about what's been going on, the mistakes that have been made, which I'm going to be working on over the next couple of months. So basically, let's start. The business talk episodes. My first one was starting the mobile valeting business, which done really well, like I said in the intro. 6.8k views, I think it's currently on, which is really good. Really happy with that. And we've had loads of subscribers just from that video. Loads of people that I've helped with as well, who've been trying to set up mobile valeting businesses and detailing companies as well. So it's been really nice to help other people out as well. Because you don't really see that, you don't see the background stuff helping people out, and I try to help as many of you back as possible. Sometimes messages do go into requests, so I just don't end up seeing them for weeks until I go into the request folder and go, oh crap, there is actually loads of messages from people. But the business talk episodes are obviously getting a bit more in depth with the run-ins of business, how I go about it, and it's basically just me talking about my experiences through businesses that I've currently had. Obviously everyone has different experiences with their businesses depending on what it is, and this is just talking to you guys about my personal experience. So like I said, everyone goes through different experiences. Some people might never experience certain things I do, or I might experience certain things that they don't, which is no issue. Everyone goes through different highs, different lows and stuff like that. So basically I'm creating these episodes to give you a bit of an insight into what business is like, and I want to be a bit more open with it, and to be a bit more honest with everything that goes on behind closed doors in terms of business. And I don't just want to show you the highs of what happens when you start and run a business. So yeah, the business talk episodes are going to be based around my experiences with my business and any advice that I can sort of give you guys along the way, and then just help you out basically. And then hopefully some of you can relate to this as well, because I think the thing is, and the big gap that I found is, everyone's trying to start up, no one necessarily knows what they're doing, and luckily for you guys, you can learn from my mistakes with what I've done. I've had to I'm not the only one that's done it obviously, but I've had to try different things to see what works and what don't work, and then if you guys can benefit from that, if I can talk openly about my mistakes, then it'll help you guys out, because I don't want people to go through the same mistakes that I've necessarily have. And I think that'll work really well for some of you, because you guys might be trying different things that I'm trying to do, or start different things that I'm trying to do. I think actually, after watching that, I don't necessarily want to do that, and you can just take little bits away. A bit like my tips and tricks episodes of valeting. Rather than taking tips and tricks away cleaning the car, you can take tips and tricks away from these business talk episodes about the run-ins, the do's, the don'ts, and the mistakes that will be made. So let's get proper into it. Lord to me today, you want to come up and say hello quick? Oh, who's it? Over there. Over there. Go on. Who is it? Who's it? Come on. Ooh. Right, anyway, let's carry on. So you would have all been aware that I recently started another business called Winsley Park Detailing, which is a partnership with my mate Jake. And you would have been following that on social medias, and I've been doing a few bits in my videos and talking about it. But you probably would have noticed recently that things have gone really quiet on that front. We haven't been posting much, we haven't been sharing much. I was going to keep Talasi's Detailing separate, which was my mobile valeting company that I built up from being an 18-year-old, or just general valeter with my own car. I built that up on the weekends, and then went full-time after a year or so doing it. And then I built up a proper mobile valeting business, which led on to getting a unit and stuff like that. Obviously, after getting the unit, January this year sort of time, I looked at building the shop, which has gone from strength to strength. and I've been building that up even more. So basically we had this opportunity to take on a detailing studio at this development site, which is the plans and what we were told it's going to be really good, it's going to work really well, and we were buzzing for it. And I was going to keep the shop separate to the Winslade Park development, or the Winslade Park detailing unit separate, and have a detailing studio separate to the shop, just so it doesn't sort of get too confusing. And then obviously my business partner Jake was going to help run the Winslade Park detailing side of it. So I was effectively going to have the shop and the mobile valeting service, whilst the Winslade Park detailing part of it was going to be different. Looking back on it, yeah, stupid idea, hold my hands up, and the way it's worked out, it hasn't gone to plan. So what's happened recently, we've actually been informed that the side of the site where our unit is actually going to be up for sale, and having a detailing studio there potentially might not be a long-term thing, which is not ideal. Like, we've spent money there, we've spent loads of time there trying to set it up. We tried to work with them, we try to work with the park as much as possible to try and build this set up, and trying to go through loads of different things to try and sort out. Anyway, I'm not going to get too much into it because I don't want to sound like I'm mugging anyone off. But this thing's just happened, like certain things didn't happen, which was the issue, and certain things did happen, which was the issue. Anyway, so cut long story short, we can't have a detailing studio there. So to cut long story short, obviously we can't have a detailing studio where we had Winslade Park detailing long term, so there's no point in even looking at spending any more time, any more money there, because we've wasted enough. Obviously how it's come about, we can't be there long term because they're selling it. There's certain things that need to be done, because basically what I was going to do is I was going to move my shop over to the Winslade Park detailing studio, and then have everything over there. So have the shop over there, the detailing studio, have it all in-house. They were going to be able to build a car sales place, so we're going to all work together and go from that. But with what's happened, it hasn't worked out like that, which is unfortunate. It's just one of them things. This is life. Like, these things happen. Things don't always work out. Opportunities that come around don't always work out. So one thing I want you to take from it: any opportunity you get, really look into it. Really make sure that you're happy with it. And sometimes even you could be as happy as Larry with your decision. Sometimes things just don't work out, and that's just life, but everything happens for a reason, and I strongly live by that everything does happen for a reason, and sometimes it's just one of them. So obviously, like I said, the plan was to have everything over there, run it all under one place, which makes it easier for people, especially when I'm opening the shop, or when I'm at the detailing studio doing work. I can open the shop, then people can come as and when they please. But obviously now, and at this point, by the way, I'd already advertised my Broadcliff unit where the shop is, already advertised that to rent for my landlord, and we've already been starting. I've already tried to sort out that and said to someone else that they could move in, and then obviously last week was told that we can't have the Winslade Park detailing studio long term, which means now I've got to move everything back to Winslade, everything back to my Broadcliff unit for the time being, until I can find somewhere big enough. So plan is now, I've spent loads of time, loads of money at the Winslade Park detailing studio. We built a logo, built a website, clothing. Obviously, I've got the Talasi detailing there, Winslade Park detailing there. Spent money on flyers, advertisement, you name it. We spent it. We tried to push it as much as possible. And now basically all that money is lost. We've put sockets over there. We spent extra money over there to obviously get extra bits of equipment, because obviously my van and there's two different places. So at this point, I'm looking at it as now, it might be easy just to say, we've lost the detailing studio, we'll go back to it. But there's so much more. We spent time there. It's been constant headache as well, like trying to sort things out. There's been a lot of sleepless nights, a lot of stressful days trying to work things out over there. So we are pretty gutted by it. And at the end of the day, it is just one of them. But at the same time, we've lost time. We've lost money as well, because of the money that we've put into it. And now we've got to go, got fucking Lord's hair in my mouth. And now we've sort of got to go back to square one, which is not ideal. But like I said, everything happens for a reason, so hopefully something will work out better. The plan is now we're going to move everything back to the Broadcliff unit for the time being, hopefully only a couple of months, maybe until the new year. Just push the shop to the back of the unit and be working out the front until I can find somewhere big enough to have a detailing studio and a shop all at one place. But basically what I want you to take from this video is that you might look at what I'm doing, because I get people messaging me all the time saying, oh, you're killing it, smashing it, blah, blah, blah. And then the thing is, on Instagram and some, obviously my YouTube videos as well, you only get to see the highlights. No one ever shares, obviously, the mistakes that they've made or the situations that they're in or the downfall of it. You only see the highlights, especially on Instagram. You only see someone killing it on Instagram. You never see anyone like making mistakes or anything like that. And I'm basically creating this video to show you and tell you that you may think I'm smashing it, killing it, and detailing and valeting and whatever else, but I'm still making mistakes and I'm trying to learn from them as well. I'm still trying to take opportunities to learn from them. And what I'm going to try and do is, obviously, despite losing money over at Winslade, I want to try and bounce back now and create something bigger and better and just see where it goes. And I want you guys to basically follow the journey of me now losing loads of time, losing loads of money on a situation, trying to build another business up. And I basically want you guys to see my progress from here now onwards, to see how I go about it, to see what I do to try and create something bigger and better. Because everyone's always scared about starting businesses, everyone's always worried about the risk. You have family, you have kids, you have this, you have that. Everyone gets scared, don't want to lose money. And then it's like, what happens when you do lose something, or what happens when mistakes do come about? And basically what I want to do is create this video to show you that this 100% biggest mistake that I've made so far this year has been one of them biggest learning curves, and it is a learning curve. You've got to learn from your mistakes at the same time, and basically this is a big learning curve to try and now bounce back from that and come back from it. Obviously, losing time's not ideal, losing money's not ideal, especially when you put so much money into something. And now I've got to try and work out what I'm going to do with the stuff I've got over there, where I'm going to keep it for the time being, and and trying to find somewhere else. So now I've got to spend more time trying to find somewhere else, got to spend more money getting different hoodies and that made up, because now I need to get the Winslade Park detailing taken off and stuff like that. Also, we need to close down the Winslade Park detailing Instagram account and the website and stuff like that. But at the same time, like I said, this is probably the biggest mistake I've made. There's been a few mistakes I've made along the years, but in hindsight, setting up two different detailing businesses was not ideal. I've spent so long trying to build up Talasi's detailing. Obviously, I started from an 18-year-old in my car, working as a valeter. Sacrificed so much to get to this point, building Talasi's detailing. Why did I try and create something else that would interfere with it? Although it wasn't like I just started up a detailing studio just for the sake of it. There was a good opportunity that was painted, and I sort of took it as like, oh, that'd be a really sick opportunity. But for X, Y, and Z, it's just not work out. There's no massive hard feelings there. It's just one of them. So in hindsight, I should have kept everything under as one, but at least it's not too far gone to now bounce back from that and just work from here. Obviously, I've spent so long trying to build up Talasi's detailing. I spent so much time, lost so much for it, sacrificed so much. Like over the 4 years or so doing it, I've lost obviously friendships, relationships, time, money, you name it. Like you end up losing it. You miss out on events, you miss out on this, you miss out on that. And I did touch on that briefly in my last video on the business talk. But now what I'm going to do, I'm going to bounce back, I'm going to focus on Talasi's detailing. I want you all to see that despite me making this big mistake of starting up another detailing studio, trying to overcomplicate things, I'm now going to focus back on Talasi's detailing. I'm going to have the detailing studio, the mobile valeting service and the shop all in the house. Everything's under my brand, and I'll really focus on my brand, which is Talasi's detailing. So yeah, I want to really focus on that. Everyone knows me personally for Talasi's detailing, and there's no point in trying to complicate things by having another detailing studio when everything's going to go through Talasi's detailing anyway. So what my focus on now, despite me having to go back to square one in a way where I'm back at my unit and I've got to move everything back here, and the shop's still going to be relatively small until I can find somewhere big enough to expand it further. I'm not going to get too down about it. It is a crappy situation. It is a nightmare having to go back to square one, but sometimes these things just happen, and business is just like that. Not everything's all positive. Not everything's all sort of expanding, and it's all this. although you might see on Instagram that someone's doing that and it looks sick and it looks that, it looks whatever, and it looks really good, you don't necessarily know exactly what's going on in people's lives, and you don't exactly know the mistakes or the sacrifices that people got to make. And I've been listening to a lot of CEO casts, which is probably why I've got a bit more of a positive mindset on this situation. Because I think a couple of years ago, if this happened, I'd have been really down and really like off, which I am still off, but at the same time I know I can bounce back from it, and I know I can work it out really well. But like I said, I've been listening to a lot of CEO casts, which is basically a YouTube. Well, I listen to it on Apple Podcasts, but Apple Podcasts. But basically, it's a guy called Raheem who's created this podcast where he speaks to entrepreneurs, basically speaks to young entrepreneurs and speaks to them about their journeys and stuff like that. And everyone I sort of listen to on there, I can really relate to, and everyone who's successful that he speaks to has always had something that's knocked them back, but they've always bounced back from. And I wanted that to show as well. Like, there's so many things that knock you back, but it's a way of. There's so many things that can knock you back, but then you've got to try and create a way to bounce back from that, which is what I want to try and show you. I want to try and document it along the way. So yeah, basically, I just wanted to show you that I'm willing to make mistakes. I'm willing to show you the negative as well as the positive, because I think there's no point in me trying to create a false image to you guys, and it would be unfair for me to create a false image for you guys all the time, to say that I'm killing it or I'm smashing it or whatever else. I mean, things are going well, like, don't get me wrong, things are going well. They're not going as well as what I'd like to. I think some people think that I'm like, I don't know, multi-millionaire. Well, I wish I was. I probably wouldn't be sat here. Actually, I probably would be sat here if I was, but you get the point. But I just think I'm more willing to show you about the mistakes that I've made and how I'm going to bounce back from that. And I wouldn't ever flex or anything like that. There's no point flexing, because that don't get you anywhere, especially in business. Like, there's no point me just showing off, bragging about the things I'm doing. I'd rather show you all the bits in between that help get you to where you want to be and where you want to be successful. And I think without making mistakes, you'll never be successful, because you've got to learn from something. And if you are just really successful without having any hiccups or anything along the way, when you do have that one big one, I think it will put you back massively. So it's always good to sort of bounce back early on, and then you learn so much as well. And the other way I see it, I'm 23. Obviously, I've got goals. I've got big goals as well. I want a Range Rover by the time I'm 25, which is probably I'm going to manifest it. And Range Rover by I'm 25. I've said that now, so it's out there. But I was going to say I'm probably not going to achieve that, but that's just negative thinking. I don't want you to be thinking negative all the time. And I think the good thing is with it, watching and listening to CEO classes, you've got to have a positive mindset. I could now sit here and think, I've just spent all this time and money over at Winslade, and then I just could get so worked up about it, so down about it. You could be really negative and you never bounce back from it. I think you've got to have a positive mindset in order to think what you're going to do to overcome it, how are you going to overcome it, and then what's going to happen after that. And I think you just got to have a positive mindset to get you to that point where you want to be. I know where I want to be. I'm still not where I want to be. I've got a long way yet, and like I was saying, I'm 23. Like I'm young enough to sort of, if everything went to I'm young enough to sort of rebuild it, even though I wouldn't want to, because it took ages for me to get to this point, and I wouldn't want to lose everything and then be able to create it again. But I am young enough to like bounce back from it as such, and I've got no sort of priorities as such. I've got no kids or anything like that, so I've not got a mortgage or anything like that, so I just rent, and it doesn't really matter. Like, I've not got any massive responsibilities, apart from obviously having a business, having overheads with that. So yeah, obviously, not ideal situation. It's not an ideal situation, but at the end of the day, it's one of them. There's no point dwelling too much on it, and I've got to bounce back from it. And I want to basically show you all how I'm going to do that, what my plans are, and trying to remain positive in the process. So, from here onwards, no more Winslade. I'll be getting these changed at some point. There'll be no social media, no logo. I'm still going to keep it there. I'm still going to keep it there in the background. I'm just going to hide it all for the time being. And my plan is to move everything back to the Broadcliff unit, have the shop at the back, tidy it up a bit, have the shop at the back, work from the front until I can find somewhere big enough, more central, more close, and have the detailing studio and the shop all in one place. And I want it big enough to do other things as well. I think I mentioned I'm doing a video, like a diary of a detailing entrepreneur, which is now turned into like a weekly vlog. And I did mention into that, I'm pretty sure I did anyway, that I want to try and create something new next year in the next 12 months, which I'm not saying anything about, but it'll help all those sort of young entrepreneurs who want to get into detailing out massively. And I think it'll work out really well, but that's probably not going to happen for 12 months or so. So it's just, I need somewhere big enough to be able to have my detailing studio, the shop, and potentially something big enough to like help other people out as well. And do you know what? After listening to CEO Cast, like I'm listening to it all the time now, I wouldn't mind creating a podcast at some point, maybe getting a few local entrepreneurs on, detailers, anyone in the car industry and stuff like that. I think it'd be quite cool because I love talking about business. I love learning about business. I'm very low on the chain of business as such, but I do know, well, obviously I've come across loads of different things in the time that I've been doing it, and I love learning about business. I've never done business in school, never done business in college. I'm literally self-taught from the valeting side of it, and I'd love to know loads more because valeting's not something what I see myself making millions from. I don't think you can ever make millions from like valeting, detailing cars, not unless you're like doing really well and you've got like a place like Topaz or something like that. But there's other things that I want to be doing in the future that I need to learn about. So maybe if I do find somewhere else, I'll get like a little podcast set up to be able to do stuff like that, and hopefully that'll help some of you lot, some of you subscribers out a lot more, and give you a bit of an insight into maybe my background and other people's background, because there's so much more to people than what you think. Like I said earlier, you only see people's highlights, and so many people have got a bit more story. So many people have got a bigger story than that. Like with me, you might see that, I don't know, like last week, working on Rolls Royces, working on Range Rovers, working on G-Wagons and stuff like that. But there's so much more to it than me just picking up these clients, picking up these customers, work on these big heavy cars. There's been so much more to my life that I would like to document, but not anytime soon. And then like it's just all about the graft and all about the story that sort of got me to this point. So there's just bigger stories to people, and I'd love to document that. I'd love to speak to people. I think I'm getting a bit more confident now. I mean, 2 years ago, I'd never think of doing this. I'd never think of talking on camera. I was quite shy. I wasn't that talkative, really. I'm still not. I'm still quite shy, to be fair. But I think I'm a little bit more confident than what I was before. And I think having this YouTube channel has helped out massively. So I think maybe creating a podcast, speaking to people a little bit more, asking questions that you guys want to ask, I think will be really good for the future. But probably not anytime soon. I need to work out where I'm going to be first. I need to get the Talasi detailing back on board. I need to get a unit with a shop and stuff like that, which that side of it's growing really well. So that's probably enough of that. I just thought I'd give you a quick insight into the mistake that I've made recently, how it's come about and how I'm going to bounce back from it, and just showing you all that you can make mistakes. It's alright to make mistakes, and I'm quite happy to show you my mistakes and sort of my moments that don't go so well as my moments that do go well, because like I said, Instagram is one big flex. I can put up all the photos of the cars that I do, which are really nice, but then there's so much more to it, and sometimes it's not just a case of you're killing it, smashing it, cleaning all these nice cars and expanding the shop and doing this, doing that. Mistakes do happen, and yeah, it does go down, so it is just one of them. But I think that's everything I've wanted to talk about in terms of that. I think it was hopefully quite an insightful video to those who have been watching it. Gives people a bit of an insight into, you don't always have to show everyone all your positive moments. As nice as it is, I'm more than willing to open up a bit more about the mistakes that I make and how I'm going to overcome it. I'd never talk about this 2 years ago if I made mistakes in business 2 years ago, because what is, you see people, some people want you to make mistakes, some people don't want to see you do well, and 2 years ago I was all like that. I knew that people didn't want to see me do well, and I'd never talk about doing it, and people probably thought, and even like now there might be some people watching this that are not like 100% genuine, because I know that some people just watch the videos for the sake of it, who might think, oh yeah, buzzing that he's that's gone down for him, but that's just life. Like people, not everyone supports you, and yeah, that is just life. That stuff just happens. But I know 90% of people will be on it. 90% of people will be really grateful that, I don't know, I spoke about this and they're going to be grateful about how I'm going to overcome it, and I'm going to document that for you all as well. But now I think I'll stop waffling, because you've probably been sat here for like half hour or so. Your cup of tea's gone cold, and your tea's probably ready. But I hope you all like that insightful video. Let me know in the comments below your thoughts. Let me know your thoughts on sort of the business talk. If you do want to see a podcast in the future, then obviously do comment below and let me know about that. And if there's anyone in particular that you want to see on it, obviously comment or tag them below and I'll get on that as well. Obviously, please do make sure that you check out Talasi's detailing on social media and the website as well. I've recently launched the website for click and collect and deliveries as well, which we've been sending out products to you all, which has been great, and obviously number plates as well. If you can hear Lord in the background, he's just chewing, he's been a nightmare. Every time I get the camera out, he always plays up. So yeah, please do make sure you go check out Talasi's detailing on social media and check out the website as well. If you need products, plates or anything like that, check out talasisdetailing.shop. If you want to just catch up to date with what we're doing on social media, it's Talasis_detailing. Or if you want to see a bit more of my personal life, it's Talasi_May. So yeah, let me know what you think of the business talk episodes. If there's anything else business related that you want me to talk about, please do let me know, because I think the business talk episodes will sort of take off massively, especially after the first one that done nearly 7,000 views. Next video will be the Diary of a Detailing Entrepreneur, which is my weekly vlog from this week. I'll just be taking you along with me my week and just showing you guys what I get up to and just going from there really. Apologies for not getting a video up on Sunday. Because of the situation that I had, because we were only told last week about the Winterlade opportunity going down the Swanee basically. That's why I didn't do a video Sunday, because I was just trying to sort everything out, trying to get my head around over it and what I was going to do next. So apologies for not getting a video up Sunday. I'll try and get a video up every Sunday and then in the future every Wednesday as well. But yeah, just thanks if you're still watching at this point. If there is anyone watching at this point, then thanks for watching. It is massively appreciated. And obviously just keep up to date with the new YouTube videos. Turn on the notifications just so you'll be the first to know about any future videos. And obviously please do make sure you check out the socials. I'm going to leave you on a little sort of a little goal of mine now. I want to get to 1,000 subscribers by January, and then that's what I'm going to work towards. I'm going to try and get loads of videos out, loads of decent content to try and get 1,000 subscribers by January. So if I can achieve that goal, it just shows that if you manifest it, it will happen. And I'm going to try and do as much as I can to reach that goal. Because I want, as much as I want this to be a detailing related channel, I do want to talk a bit more about business, how to manifest, the law of attraction and stuff like that. But we'll get onto that across more future business talk episodes. Anyway, I'm going to stop waffling, because like I said before, when I don't know how to do an outro, I just end up waffling on and I talk about loads of things that I've already spoke about through the whole length of the video. Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel, give this video a like, comment down below, and I'll see you guys and girls on the next one. Ciao.